why don't we go to our Psalm 27 read-in?
Yeah, who's doing it
And
today?
Monica Raymond is our reader today. Monica, if you would unmute yourself, and I will put up the Fisher Psalm 27, which is what she has chosen to read. Okay, go ahead.
You are my light and my help. Whom should I fear? You are the fortress of my life. Whom should I dread? When the narrow ones gather their strength to devour me, it is they who stumble and fall. Even if a royal army were camped outside my gate, my heart would not fear. And when they struck out with terrible weapons against me, even then I'd trust. One thing I ask for, one thing I hope, to live in your house all the days of my life, to behold your loveliness every morning in the light of your temple dawn. Till on a doomful day you secure me in your precincts, conceal me within the folds of your covering tent. Place me high and safe upon a rock, my head lifted above the engulfing waves. With the joy of my heart, I will sacrifice within that billowing shelter, singing and playing my abandonment to you. Hear my voice when I raise it up.
We just lost you, Monica. Monica, we've lost you. All right. Well, I think that since we've heard from Psalm 27.
I'm still reading Psalm 27. Seek my presence.
Okay, we lost you at hear my voice when I raise it up.
I'm sorry.
Hear
my voice when I raise it up. Can you hear now? Be gracious, answer me. Speaking with your voice, my heart sang, seek my presence. I will. Do not hide your glowing face from me. Do not reject me in anger because of my shortcomings. You have always been for me. Don't cast me off now. Don't walk away. My helper, my friend. My mother and father forsake me. But you take me up. Show me the way. Guide my steps on the clear path against the ever-present cliffs and thickets. Protect me from the noise of desire and hatefulness, from false words and shouted accusations. If I did not have faith in your rightness, that it would bloom in this living land, it is unthinkable. I wait only for you, with strength and good courage. I wait only for you.
Thank you so much, Monica.
Beautiful. And I have to say, I just love that people are choosing different translations, interpretations, and showing your range of knowledge now of the options that are out there to explore the Psalms. That's very meaningful. All right, so today we're going to have the personal offerings, right, Harold? For Psalm.
Yes, I think that we have a day plus of offerings, so we're going to hear everybody. And we're going to start with, I think that Annika has been in chat, but the first will be Sherry, Dean, Alicia, Judith, Michael, and Donna to start.
Yeah.
So Monica, if you could mute yourself now, because we get a little background noise from you. And I will go to Sherry.
Good morning.
Good morning. Okay, let me get this all right. View full screen. Do not have the ribbon. Make it a little bigger. Okay, it's all yours.
Beloved, after Psalm 26, I have taken this trail before. It is tested, neither wide nor narrow. It is firm. It is true. It brings me to you. I walk on level ground. Years ago, was there an undergrowth? Did I stumble? I do not now recall. I simply step, sure-footed, small. The crannies are familiar, each jog, each leaf, each knoll. I cannot know you like this path, but you know all of me. I make you laugh. You make me sing along my way. Here I am. You invite me in again. Rose of Sharon by your door. I will not need more.
Sherry, I just love this being taken along with you through the path itself. Beautiful. Tell us about writing it.
Well, I took to heart, and that's the way I've read it, the psalm as being different in that it seems innocent, having faith, calm, not fearful, not desperate, and familiar, something familiar about it. The crannies and test me, it's okay. Just comfortable with who the psalmist is, and I'm not sure whether the trail is something separate or the trail is the psalmist. The way I've written it, I feel as though I am the trail and the trail is me. And that's how I wrote it, singing. Pardon?
Rose of Sharon.
Oh yeah, and the Rose of Sharon. Well, since it was to a beloved, and that's how it feels to me.
Yeah.
The Rose of Sharon is a biblical plant. We have it all over our house here, and it's also in the Song of Songs.
Yeah.
And many people equate it with Jesus Christ, but that can be sort of broadened to the divine or the anointed or whatever.
It's where my name comes from. So.
And that's where your name comes from.
Ani chavatzelet hasharon is the quote from the Song of Songs. I am the Rose of Sharon. So beautiful.
All right. Thank you so
Really
much.
love this, Sherry. Really love this. And isn't it fun to explore the different places in you? One of the questions we ask when we look at a psalm is, what's the condition or what's the spiritual moment of the life of the psalmist? You know, what's the energy from which the psalmist is writing a particular psalm? And for me too, I agree. For me, the psalm does come not from the sense of desperate fearfulness, but from the sense of calm. And so I do love, beautiful. And I just feel like we're being taken along with you on the path, which of course for Judaism, path is an expression of life itself. So beautiful, really beautiful.
Thank you.
Sherry. Dean, I think we have another study today.
Oh, wow.
So I'll let you guys take it. And there's kind of three thoughts in this I wanted to share. Altar's work here, where he says, burn pure my conscience and my heart. And so if you, the match is always, for me, the unlit match is always the psalmist speaking. So this really focuses in on it. I also wanted the fire ring around him not to burn through the paper. So it's similar to God's presence in the burning bush for Moses. So there are different kinds of fires and all these things, but that circle of golden threads runs through it because God cannot be really imaged either. And I respect that. So it's talking about, you know, the gaps. And then redeem me, grant me grace. If you were to look close, the burn is at the bottom of the match. But then there's this kind of transformative golden threads that run through the match and through his heart, which is red in the center. So.
Beautiful. Spectacular, Dean.
Are those applique threads or is it a drawing with golden?
Those are drawn threads by yours truly. Yeah.
Wow.
Wow.
Everyone's so different. Thank you. Alicia.
Oh
Is it-
God. Yeah, I'm here. Is it going?
Yes, I'm good.
Oh God, don't judge me. Oh God, don't judge me. I tripped the whole way here. I wasn't sure of the way. I lost it. Invasive examination. Goodness me, could we skip that today? Fire my heart, my mind. I'd rather not. Ugh. See, your kindness, it's at times too much for me. Who can navigate such steadfastness, knowing what's underneath the surface? For instance, with hollow humans, I've cavorted, and with big lies, I've retorted. No, I can't say I hate their company, those who cross the line. I've been known to share a seat or two with folks quite serpentine. My hands, they're raw from washing. Let's circle back to your altar another time. I'm crumbling at the rumbling of their Thanksgiving claps. Speaking of your wonders, I can only gasp. Why can't I find peace in the refuge of your home? Isn't this the place where dignity resides? Hey, wait, please don't toss me out with all that pain. It's my blood they'll drain. Desperate hands make light work of wayward folk. I tripped the whole way here, did I say? Catch me, be gentle with me. My foot wobbles, but still stands on uneven ground now. Bless you.
Wow. Wow, Licia, I love this. And again, I love that here you are, you took to numbering and going according to the very biggest architecture of the Psalm. So please talk to us. Tell us about writing this.
Yeah, I think Sarah, Siegel, and I were the ones in the chat who were sort of finding more of the desperation and the bravery in this
Good.
psalm. And
Good, I love that.
I did not respond to the psalm at all, and I had never done one where we go line by line. So I wanted to just do that, and I didn't. So I wanted to play with this as just inverting everything, inverting the entire imagery of it, but actually using the imagery, but just inverting the language. Yeah, and I didn't read any commentary. I didn't do anything. I just got really into the Hebrew itself and just playing with the grammar and all of the different ways of interpreting like one particular word. So in verse 6, I think for walking, it was a hitpayo for like to literally, or I don't know. Yep. One of the ones we just sort of traverse and we walk and we walk. And so I just wanted to have that sense and a little bit of playfulness.
Yeah, I love the playfulness and going to some very big ideas that are exactly as you say, kind of the opposite, kind of a mirror image in some ways, but using, I tripped the whole way here. I wasn't sure the way, I lost it. Yeah, that's a part of life, right, too. So I love that that's where this psalm took you. Ugh, see your kindness, it's at times too much for me. Who can navigate such steadfastness knowing what's under the surface? Boy, that sounds familiar to all of us, right? For instance, with hollow humans, I've cavorted, and with big lies, I've retorted. So I love the rhythm there, a little bit of the rhyme and playfulness, but talking about, yeah, guess what? I have hung out with those kind of people. Yep. So really, really, I think very self-aware and brings, I love it's like you're holding up a mirror to the psalm.
Right. Yeah,
and saying, hold
exactly.
on,
And
I'm looking at it from with a little bit different prism here. Maybe this is not, so I love it.
Thank you.
Thank you so much, Alicia. And people are remarking, as always, I will send out the chat, but people are remarking about your use of the internal rhymes and the lines and how they show up when you read it much better than they would if we were reading it on our own.
Yeah. I do have to say, I've been reading Mary Oliver's book about poetry and rhyme and meter. So I wanted to.
Would you like to put that?
She has a book about poetry? I didn't know that.
Yes, I will grab it and put it in the chat.
I love her poetry, and Cape Cod, Provincetown, she's of that place, but I didn't know she wrote a book about poetry.
Yes. I'll put it in the chat for everyone.
Thank you, Alicia. Golda Lee, you're Nigun. Golda Lee, are you here with us today, and are you doing the reading?
I am, Harold. I don't know if you received the audio.
Oh, that's I don't know myself. I have the text. Is there audio that goes with it, or did you want me to play the audio of you reading it?
If you could play it, please, and
Okay,
put the text up.
I can't play it right now, but we'll circle back to it if I can find it, okay? And if not, we'll certainly do it tomorrow. I'm sorry for
Great,
that.
thank you. Oh,
Okay,
that's okay. Thank you. Thank
all
you.
right. So let's go to Judith Frank then. Judith Frank?
Okay, sorry. Do you recognize me? I don't know. I have trusted in you. I have not betrayed you. Although I have wandered in teachings of the man who became the Buddha, translated into Tibetan, I have always believed in you and your everlasting love for all that you have created. And I know you created the man who became Buddha. I did not mix with those betraying your core teachings, never forgetting that some betrayed you. But I do not associate with wicked people. I raise my voice singing words, telling about and thanking you for your wonders I see, hear, and feel daily. I don't know, I love your temple, your dwelling places. Do not confuse me with evil sinners or murderers, since you are my life's strength. Please let me dwell in your temple. Please have mercy on me. Please know that I will always bless you daily. Adonai.
Wow. Wow, Judy, talk to us about this.
Well, I've I studied Tibetan Buddhism for many, many years. I didn't practice really the way my Lama wanted me to, because I had said to him, it's almost like, let's make a deal. I read the book, The Direct Path to Enlightenment, and there it's all about sending out loving kindness and taking in the sufferings of the world. And I used to tell them that I told them that I practiced in the subway because there were so many people there, and I imagined there were a lot of suffering in the world. They thought it was funny. I did different things that they got amused at. And when I said to him, I'd rather do this, and he said, no, but I continued my own path doing it anyway. And I used to tell him, I'm your worst student because of that. I wasn't.
Where did you study?
I studied with the Khenpo Kacha Rinpoche up in Woodstock, having mental problems. And I went to Naropa, 75, and
Wow.
And I had this idea I want to take refuge. And then the next year I did, with these lamas who just had come to America, and he was one of them. And they created a center in New York, and then they created the Woodstock Center.
Wow, that's so moving.
Yeah. Well, at the time he said that my willpower helped create the center in New York, that it was because of my will, that I almost willed it to be because I wanted it. I don't know. That was what was told to me, that he
beautiful.
One time. So I was, but it's sort of like the time went on and I had children, and I got away from participating as much as I could have. But at any rate, and so, so I always was into poetry. I took with Zalman Schachter before he was whatever. And, but unfortunately, after a week, his father passed away and he had to lead the class. So I was like stuck with only Buddhism instead of my original thing was Buddhism, So.
Beautiful.
So
we learn from all different kinds of teachers, and spirituality, I believe, is only deeply enhanced by learning from teachers of all traditions. And the problem is that we don't often spend time to go deep into other traditions or where we are, and we get kind of honestly, most people don't go deep into their own traditions, and I don't just mean Jews. But it takes depth, it takes time in any tradition to really get to a place of substance. So good for you for following that and for it affecting you and bringing it into this psalm. I love that.
Thank you.
Thank you, Judy.
Everything becomes part of who we are. Everything becomes part of the layers. It becomes fertilizer. It becomes the earth itself inside of us. So beautiful. Thank you.
Michael Goldstein.
There we go. Okay, I used Alter to do this.
Wonderful.
Goodness, look at my life. Because I have followed the path of purity, innocence, and integrity, and I have been secure in goodness, I shall not falter. Examine and investigate my goodness. Light my soul and innards, because I am always aware of your goodness and try my best. I have not positioned myself with liars, nor with sneaky people or the wicked. May I cleanse my hands of blood and guilt and encourage the good, praising all the glories of the good. I cherish the domain of the good. Do not extinguish my body and soul with the evil and wicked who plan and seduce. I follow the path of pureness and innocence. Forgive me, bless me. My stance is upright. In temple gatherings, I praise the good.
Beautiful. Michael, I just love what you do here, and that you're taking your theme and just weaving it like a thread, a tapestry through each of these songs. So speak to us a little bit. And we didn't study altar, so I love that you went to altar to look at his interpretation.
Well, as you know, I just do word for word and retranslate in my own words
Good.
what I feel the idea is. And in this psalm, the writer is begging for goodness to be acknowledged.
Yeah, and I think it's beautiful. And constantly I find my experience of your word goodness replacing a divine word is very powerful, and reminding us that that's at an essence of what the divine is. Beautiful.
Thank you.
And forgive me, bless me. What a simple, what a deep and profound prayer, right? Is that kind of sums up the days of awe. Forgive me and bless me. That's just kind of boiled down to the essence. I really love that.
My dictionary is by my side.
Good.
Maybe we should add to eat. What was it? That Annie Lamott said that prayer is wow, thanks.
Thanks and
help, thanks, wow.
Help, thanks, wow.
Well, maybe we should add sorry. Help,
yeah.
Sorry, help, wow, thanks, wow.
Yeah.
Donna.
Okay. Dear God, teach me what I need to learn so I can dwell in your house. I so want to walk in wholeness with an open heart, aligned with your beneficence, constant and true. I long to believe in the power of good intentions. From the lofty heights of my idealized self, I like to think that well-meaning will prevail. But who among the well-meaning has not stumbled? And who has a conscience so pure as to be beyond reproach? Should be a question mark there. I denounce delusion when I see it in others. Not so easy when I uncover it in myself.
Yep, I can relate.
Evil exists, an outer manifestation of the Yetzer Hara in the human psyche. I see it all around me as demonic strongmen seize power and greed poisons the planet. When others are led astray by false promises, I judge them. Yet I too have been hoodwinked by the masked meanness of charming exteriors. And my own meanness, intentional or not, haunts my soul. May I have compassion for the frailty that makes us all human. In my life, I have been given such kindness, and I have extended it. It's these moments of kindness that warm my heart and convince me of the possible. May I remember to be grateful for beauty. May I continue to seek truth, however fleeting it may be. May I wash my hands clean when they get dirty. May I strive for atonement. Redeem me, Adonai. Grant me peace. Grant me grace. Grant me peace. May I sing Sim Shalom and really mean it. Selah.
Beautiful, Donna. Your Psalms are so full of deep sincerity. every word feels like it's coming from your heart. I just love that. Speak to us.
I'm in my computer keeps freezing. Did you just say something? Did you ask me to say something?
I did. I just said I'm very moved by the deep, and I don't even know have a deep enough word, the deep sincerity in every word. You are just putting yourself right out there, both with what your prayers are for yourself and what you're being self-aware. I denounce delusion when I see it in others. Wow, but not so easy when I uncover it in myself. Now that speaks to the human condition, right? Even being able to say that out loud shows such a deep self-spiritual awareness. Okay, Donna, but speak to us about writing this.
I use these Psalms as a kind of soul searching exercise. And in my response to what I read, and there was something about this Psalm and the interpretations that were published that bothered me of the psalmist saying, the others are horrible, but I'm so great, don't judge me, but then the truth is that, have not so goodness. And, I just strove for,
Donna, unfortunately, you're freezing and we're losing you. I don't know if you can hear me. Is everyone else there? Yes, Rabbi, is it me or is it them?
It's them.
Okay.
I'm here.
So we're going to go ahead now because of some scheduling issues to Sarah Siegel and then Scott Soloway. And if we have time, we will go back to Barbara Grindell and Judith. So Sarah Siegel.
Great.
Sarah Siegel. Okay.
Thanks, Harold. Yep. Of David 2.0. My feet are bunioned but blameless. They no longer falter. I now trust you clear a relative glide path for me, for them. And when the Psalm class ends, keep hosting me in your heavenly home. Keep me from wandering toward any untrue aim. Exclude me from your cosmic dustpan that includes people who, afsalachas, refuse to get the vaccine. Keep me away from scoundrels and schemes. Keep me clean. With your Rahmanis, my feet will vote to stay and let my head and heart learn Mishnah. Next, like I never did as a kid, pre-bunions. Back then I was surviving daily, and my teacher lacked the gifts to distract me from what I was managing at my all too earthly home. God bless you for my later adult, relatively carefree life despite the global pandemic. Survival tactics of candy stuffing and people praying to fly above my earlier years' instability lost its urgency long ago, Bezras Hashem. Now that only the path is beaten, I freely add my feet to it. Now I can accept my teacher's gifts and I trust the ground under my feet.
Wow. Sarah, speak to us.
So I've been thinking about how the Psalms class has helped me be my best self. It, makes me do something very intentional every day, just about. And I really want to make sure that I'm able to keep going with Mishnah. And really, when I was a kid, I wasn't listening at all. It was a hard time. And I purposely put in all these Yiddish, the Ashkenazic pronunciations, because I said to this class several sessions ago, that I had a prejudice against listening to the Ashkenazic pronunciation of Rabbi Moskowitz, and it just bugged me. And and then I realized, wait, I love Yiddish. Mm-hmm. And you know what? And I can embrace all that also. And finally, this is a better time. This is a much better time than then. That's it. Thanks.
So life can get better.
Wow.
Beautiful. Thank you so much.
Scott Soloway.
Okay, walking on level ground. Steady, steady as I walk, tottering while my foot searches for safe ground. I want a sunny disposition, but Lord, you are trying me. I spend time with people who are hiding, even lying. I spend time with myself, and I wash my hands clean, clean, clean. Not clean. What is that grime under the fingers on my right hand? Today they are clean, but I forget to give thanks. I'm going back out there and getting my hands dirty. I'll do a mitzvah and that'll help. It'll keep me from those sins and sinners who are wrist deep in the muck, giving with one hand and taking back more with the other. And I walk as if I were blameless. Oh, Lord, redeem me. Yes, I dare. Show me favor. I thought it would be a steeper climb. Turns out that it all levels out in the assembly.
Wow, Scott. Wow. Very, very, very moving. Tell us about writing this.
Well, I kind of feel like I'm feeling that I'm in good company because everybody, not everybody, but many people are having this dialogue with the psalmist, and that's how I felt as well. I thought that this would be an opportunity because it wasn't really resonating with me, like Alicia was saying. It didn't really fully resonate. It was hard for me to read it as if I were reading it as a psalm, and so I thought this is the opportunity, take it, to be in dialogue with it. And this kind of just flowed out. Again, I tried to stick to the language and follow the language of the psalm, but really come at it with my own perspective. And the last line particularly stood out to me about the assembly, and it helped me to actually think about how it is really through joining with other people, as people were saying earlier about, and you were saying about Chavruta, that there is, we put so much pressure on ourselves and feel like we have to be something special. And so, or at least I know that's something I've struggled with. You have to be something special. You have to be perfect. You have to be, and it is really in the blessings that we get as a group, as a group of people, that it actually helps us to be humble and to level things out. And it's actually where we can find our unique voices through that process.
Scott, so beautiful. It's really moving. And I like also what you do, how you play with the formatting and slow down the reading. That was very powerful.
Thank you so much, Scott. We're going to go back to Barbara Grindell now, and Barbara will tell me whether I did or did not in the translation handle her. It looks like well, tell us what this is. I think I know.
Yes. Yeah, I was wondering what would happen with this. So a few weeks ago for Psalm 23, Monica Raymond introduced an erasure poem, and I was interested in it, but 24 and 25 didn't seem to fit. And I said, I'm going to try it for 26. I wanted to do something totally different from what I've been doing and get it. And it is fine. I have my own copy to read it from. And it had to be numbered from 1 to 12 because those are the lines that I took. So I took the exact psalm, and as Monica explained, she erased, I erased, and I only put the words in that I thought were necessary to get the message, my message from this psalm. So I'm going to read it. Judge me, Adonai, walked integrity, trusted, test, try me, examine my heart, covenantal love, eyes your truth, liars hide their motives, evildoers, wicked, wash hands, innocence, circle your altar. Listen, voice, thanksgiving. stories, your wonders. Adonai, crannies, house, your glory home. Sinners, toughs, hands raw, deceit, hand overflows bribes. Walking my integrity. Rescue me. Foot upright, I declare, blessed Adonai.
Wow, good for you, Barbara. And this, I didn't know about this either before we learned it in this class. So this is so powerful. Really, really, really interesting and powerful and challenging. So tell us about doing it with the psalm.
Well, like I said, I tried to do it. As soon as Monica introduced it, I thought, well, that's something different. Let me see if I could do that. And it just seemed to work for this. It has to, you know, like evildoers wicked, they were under each other. Now, the wording, the way it comes out is exactly the way it is in the psalm. I mean, we could have spread it out. I would have had to go on 2 pages if I spread it out anymore and I wanted it to be 1 page like Bernstein does. I thought it would be more effective if it was all together. But it seemed to work. I mean, some things really work, you know. Examine my heart. You take out the middle of that and it still works. And the glory home, crannies had to be in there. It was an important word. So I tried to put in all the ideas and, you know, sinners, toughs, and then hands raw deceit, hands of deceit, hand overflows with bribes. You know, there was so much in there that worked. And I was afraid to hand this in, I have to tell you. I did it, I read it, Cheryl read it, and I said, okay, I'm handing it in. And I handed it in like 12 on Sunday. I wanted it away already.
Well, I think it shows, and this kind of poems show that issue about how do you get to the essence. And by doing this, you really show a kind of an essence of the psalm that you couldn't have imagined.
Right.
With all the words. They're fantastic, Barbara.
Thank
really
you.
Fantastic.
Oh, I really appreciate that.
Really
so that'll
fantastic.
It'll teach me to take chances again. I'm not so comfortable with taking chances and doing something
well, you know,
different.
this goes to show you the whole question about some external structures with words are very helpful to challenge us to try and figure out what's the essence of what we're trying to say. You know, and this is a very interesting external structure. This is new for me too, so I really am enjoying it.
Good, thank you. Thank you very much. Thanks for everything you do. Thanks for this class.
Can I just ask which translation you used for this?
Oh, I used Levy. I meant to say that.
Okay, maybe we'll put that in. All right.
Right.
And then Judith, perhaps to end us for the day.
I'm just a simple man trying to make my way in the universe. Take my hand, take my whole life too, because I can't help falling in. I've told you 100 million times I have nothing to do with this. It was not my fault. You rise every morning, wondering what in the world will the world bring today. Will it bring you joy or will it take it away? And every step you take is guided by the love of the light on the land and the blackbird's cry. I'm just a simple man. Okay, when I was young, I did a couple of foolish things, and I did stay in the company of wrong people. That was very long time ago, and since then I have grown up. Rescue me, save me, redeem me from bad company, who sometimes feel entitled to start over from where I stopped at 17. My feet stand on level ground, and I love your company, and I love staying over at your house. You will walk in good company. I love the best of you, you love the best of me, so it is not always easy. Lovely, lonely, we will walk in good company, the shepherd upright and flowing. Metal, and then this metal,
Wow, this is haunting in its beauty. Really, really haunting, beautiful. Talk to us, Judith.
Well, so I see in the screen, so usually in italics, I put the words that I take out of somewhere. So either they're songs, lyrics from songs or from the psalm, but here it's not visible. But so the Hebrew word for simple or pure just caught me like being simple. and then the whole song like a confession. So that's how I arrived with the Elvis Presley song. And so this Katie Lang version of the song of Valley, I really like that. So somehow it just arrived. And oh yeah, so the song is saying I'm just simple. I try to be good, and then there maybe I remember the situation or imagine myself in the situation when someone has these people coming from the youth saying like, "Yo, you should come with us, have a party or something," and maybe some bad company. So that's it.
Beautiful, really beautiful. There's something very about something that's really grabbed me about this. Something I really like you're using that phrase. I'm a simple man trying to make my way in the universe, coming back to that word simple that we pointed out in the Hebrew. Very, very beautiful. Love this.
And I think we have time for one more, and you'll see why we have time today, from Peter Klein.
Okay. Peter, not your usual style, huh?
Not at all. A low stool. I listened from the door to hear you speak, in hopes that my complicated sins permit approach. Maybe not a seat at the table, but if, maybe, a low stool.
I love the humor in this, the simplicity of it, and wow. Talk to us in our last minute of class.
Does anybody get it? I mean, I'm writing this in the middle of Elul, and in Chavruta, Linda and I discuss sins of omission as being really critical as the sins of commission. And the psalm itself, it goes on and on about lists. And I think having read so many psalms at this point, it's like, let's cut to the chase. I'm always listening to these things, and consistent with everything else I've written, we're looking for a seat at the table, however small, but also we're in mourning for our lives and for other lives.
So does the low stool refer at all to mourning?
Yes.
Yeah, okay, that's it, yeah.
That's exactly what it is.
Beautiful.
But it's a humbling position.
Yep, yeah, exactly. Maybe not a seat, maybe I can't get a seat at the table, but if maybe a low stool, I just love that.
In the royal, in Versailles, if you were the king, you had a fauteuil with arms and a back, and the lower you were in status, the less you had till you got to a stool, or else simply to stand in the back. And that's where it comes from. But mostly it's a reduction to, do we count? We've been listening.
Yeah.
Can we come closer?
Beautiful. So powerful. Well, thank you, everybody.
Yes, that is today's offerings. I leave tomorrow for vacation. I'll be away the rest of this week and next week. Annika, Joan, Tasha, the rabbi, everyone will take care of you, I'm sure.
Do we have more offerings for tomorrow, Harold?
You have some more offerings from tomorrow, possibly not a complete day, but Annika and Joan will have them ready to go. And Rabbi, you said we have a day next week when we're not doing class?
Yes, the 26th, we won't have class because we have a staff retreat that day, Thursday, the 26th. And Julia, would you be willing to do a class sometime maybe in September on Shakespeare and the Psalms?
Sure, that would be great.
That's great. So we'll look at the dates, and maybe with Harold, you'll pick a date that works for you, and you could do a whole session on Shakespeare and the Psalms. We would love that.
I'll need to do some study and research, which is what we have to.
All right, yeah, Julia, I'll get back to you because we only have, I think, 8 or 9 classes in September. Given the schedule. All right. Thank you all very much. I will miss you. I will be checking chat and recordings. And
Great. Harold, have a wonderful, wonderful vacation.
Thank you.
And we love your pictures on Facebook. I feel like I'm with you, although not doing all the hard biking and hiking you do, which is kind of good. And everybody else, be safe. If people want to come to services Friday night, the registration is open for Friday night. And we will have registration open for Slichot separately the week of the Saturday night, the 28th, which I think is next week. So next week, there'll be registration for Friday night. the 27th, and Saturday night, the 28th for Slichot. Okay?
All right. All right, everybody. Bye-bye.
Bye-bye, everybody. Be well, be safe. Enjoy Elul. May it be a
Tomorrow
holy
is-
month for everybody.
Tomorrow is
The-
Psalm
the
28.
The room will stay open just for a couple of minutes.
No, Michael, tomorrow is the rest of the offerings from Psalm 26.